Hi, everybody. It's Coach John. Thank you for joining me for this next great workout. Today, we're going to be using 3 different pieces of exercise equipment, or we can use our imagination if we want to have some fun with this and we don't have the equipment. So we're going to talk about using a rope for exercise. Now, this could be an exercise rope or even just any old kind of rope that we might have that's real nice and long, maybe 20, 30, maybe even 40 feet long. The other thing we're going to use is a water bottle, just a 1-gallon water bottle jug, and I have it filled up at about the halfway point with water. And the other tool we're going to use is going to be a small, like hand weight. It could be a sand weight or even a small dumbbell, maybe a 1 or 2 pound dumbbell. And we're going to have that attached to a string. These are some great exercises. Remember, you can do these sitting down. You can also do them standing up. And if you don't have the equipment, I'm going to show you how you can do every exercise using your imagination as well. So the first thing we're going to look at doing is doing a forward rope pull. So this would be if I had a rope out in front of my body and I was reaching out, grabbing that rope and pulling it closer to my body. Now this would be like if I was pulling maybe a sled, or if I was pulling something maybe across the yard and I was trying to bring it up over to me where I am. So I'm going to reach out and pull, and this would be that forward rope pull. We're going to extend from our shoulder, reach out with our arm as far as we can, kind of go from an open palm to a closed hand, and then pull in. So I'm going to reach, pull, and if I had a rope, this is what it would look like. So I have my rope right here. I'm going to have it right on the ground next to me, and I'm going to turn, and I'm going to do a forward rope pull, and I'm going to have all the rope go behind me right here. So I'm reaching out and pulling on this rope and then just having it go right behind me here. So I'm reaching and pulling. This is a pretty long rope, so I'm going to have a lot of good reaches, and I can pull with both hands. You see I got my left arm's pulling in it, and now my right arm's pulling it in, and I'm bringing it all the way around until I get here to the very end of the rope. So again, that's our forward rope pull. Now the next one we want to look at is going to be a sideways rope pull. So if I was going to be doing a sideways pull, I might twist my body, all right? We might rotate our ribs and reach and maybe pull across our body. Maybe we're pulling. We might even use both hands, and we'll be reaching out and pulling this rope with a side twist and an across the midline reach. Remember, we like to move, when we move our arms, going across that center line. So remember, if I'm using my imagination, it's going to be a pull across, maybe pull in with that hand, pulling, and you can see I'm doing a little bit of a twist here with each one of my moves. So watch this now with the rope. Again, now I'm going to be facing the camera. I have my rope out here, and I'm going to start bringing it in. Again, you can see I'm doing that little twist pull move, and I'm bringing it around, kind of lifting it over here with one hand, and I'm taking all this rope, twisting my body, moving it from one side of my body again, right here to the other side. If I wanted to bring that back again, maybe to even things out, remember, I can pull and reach. And again, I'm reaching across my body as my left hand's kind of going over and doing most of the pulling for me. This would be that side pull. I can also pull in with the right hand. There you go. See, there's that move as well. Nice. The rope's back over here again. I'm already starting to feel this in my shoulders and throughout my arms, because as I'm moving that rope, there's some weight to this rope. So it's going to give you some resistance training benefits too. Now, the next one I want to look at, this one's kind of like that draw the sword exercise we done, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to move it all the way across our body. So this is going to be a pull across, and we're not going to move the upper body as much. So this one would look like a reach over to the side, maybe a 2-hand reach, and a move like a swinging move. Okay, if I pick it up over here, again, I would swing it back, pick it up over here, swing it back. Let's see what that looks like with the rope. Let me find my end here. So I'm going to take this arm here. I'm going to bring it all the way over. I'm going to reach over here again. Now you can see this arm, it's kind of just holding the rope in place, and I'm moving that rope now over to my side. If I wanted to do this with 2 hands, I could move the rope over, but then I got to work my way back down the rope, move it over, work my way back down the rope, kind of like a typewriter. Here we go, working our way back down the rope, and look, I'm back at the end. So let's bring it back this way again. So again, remember, I'm going to be using this arm. I'm going to move it all the way across, all the way over with a nice strong pull from the shoulder Or remember, we can do the typewriter where we can work it back and forth and we can move it over, moving it this way. That rope's moving all over the place, but as long as we kind of keep our hands on it, we can have good control of it and we can manipulate this rope, get it to go where we want it to go. Now, the last exercise we're going to do with the rope is an overhead rope exchange. So instead of pulling down from overhead, we don't want to hook this up to anything that might fall down. So we're going to create our own loop over our head, and it's going to look like this, where we're going to be passing the rope over. You got to imagine there's kind of like a horseshoe right over your head, and you're going to pass that rope around through the horseshoe. Now, you could do about maybe 20 of these where I'm reaching, I'm grabbing the rope, and I'm bringing it over. And again, if you have a rope, we're going to take that rope through here. I'm going to bring it up high, and I'm going to move it through the air. So you can see I'm reaching over. I got this hand coming up. This hand's lifting up and over, and I'm just moving that rope around. Now, I like to keep my head looking up at the rope. That way, if something's going to fall, if something's going to happen, I can see it. Plus, it also gives my mind some good feedback. I can see the rope. I can feel the rope, and I can feel the weight of the rope. Up here, I'm holding up quite a bit of rope right now. So this is going to work out my arms all the way down to one side. Let's go up and bring it back over again to this other side. And you can see I got that ropes just going off to the side over there for me, lifting it up, pushing it up. Keep it going. If you're using your imagination, pretend it's heavy, because this is heavy. Keep it going. Reach, 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 over the head, reach, and that's it for the rope. So again, those are 4 really great exercises that we can do using an exercise rope. Now, this is I believe a 1.5 inch rope. Okay, so it's pretty heavy stuff. But even if you had a smaller rope and you can do it much slower, you want to take your time. And again, try to move that rope from one side of your body to the other. Now, go ahead. If you need to have a sip of water, if you got to have a water break, remember, we always want to be hydrating. That's part of our workouts, is drinking water. And that leads us into our next exercise, because in the past, we've had our leadership sharing with us a lot of great exercises using a water bottle. Remember, from the wrist rolls to working our inward turn. All right. Lots of exercises, bicep curls using a water bottle. Well, we're going to take that to the next level here. And what we have here is a 1 gallon water jug. Now, 1 gallon of water is about 8 pounds. Okay. So this is about halfway full. So that's about 4 pounds of water weight. Now, it's got a red top on here because I put some tape on the top to keep the top from staying on. And then I also put a line here that's kind of right in the middle. And then I put a line here that's kind of right down the middle when it's sideways. And we're going to use this water jug in both of these different varieties. So the first exercise we're going to do is we're going to do the slosh, where we're just going to tip it side to side. And we're going to kind of flow our body with it. Now, what you're going to find is the feeling of the water, it's going to help to kind of move your body a little bit. Now, if you don't have a sand weight, if you don't have a water weight, you can work on just kind of rocking side to side. Think about lifting your ribs on one side, maybe making them smaller on the other, and then switching that up. But if you do have the chance to have that water bottle, do it about halfway. And you just want to feel that little bit of splash. You want to feel that water when it gets from one end to the other. It's going to help with moving our body, with kind of feeling the flow. All right, now I'm holding on to this with 2 hands right here in the middle of my chest. And you can see every time I move the bottle, the water changes from one side to the other. So when I'm sloshing back and forth like this, and that water falls in, my arm, my shoulder, my core muscles, they're all going to be strong to support that movement, that falling, that 4 pounds of water. Even though it's subtle, there's going to be something good there for it. Now, the next one we want to look at is just do a regular old lift with our bottle. So I'm going to try to hold it steady and just do maybe an overhead lift. Maybe even I can do a bicep curl. So I can do a bicep curl with an overhead lift. And while I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to keep the water from splashing around too much. Now, once I get really good, I can kind of maybe make the water splash around a little bit as I'm lifting it up, because that's going to give my elbows and my wrists all something to work on. So now we've taken the last exercise and kind of combined it with this new exercise. So I'm lifting it up and I'm shaking it up back and forth. And so my arms, my shoulders, my core muscles, they're all getting a great workout from this movement back and forth. All right. Now the next one we're going to do, it's going to be, again, another shaker. We're going to work on just a side-to-side twist where we're moving side to side. And again, holding on to this water, we can hold it like a baby. We can do rock the baby with the water here. And as I move it around, again, my body's twisting. My shoulders are moving away from the camera. I'm twisting side to side. I'm holding this water kind of out in front. Now, I could hold it out here, and I could do the same thing. I could kind of hold it out and get some more resistance training for my shoulders, or I can hold it nice and tight like it's a football, like a baby, and we're rocking the baby, and we're getting that splash. The name of the game on this one is to create that splash effect, and that's why we only have the water bottle filled up halfway, so we can get that splash effect. Now, the next one, it's the most splashing at all. This is going to be a shoulder raise splash, where we're going to go up like a cheer, up and over each shoulder. Now, if we don't have a water bottle, we're just going to maybe bring both our arms up over our shoulders like that. But if you have a water bottle and you're holding on to it, we're going to go left shoulder, right shoulder, left shoulder. So I'm bringing that bottle up and I'm taking the top of it and I'm kind of driving it back here over my shoulder. I could even do a couple shakes over my shoulder, bring it down, bring it up over the other shoulder, do a couple shakes, bringing it down. Again, the name of the game is move that water. So what we want to do is get this bottle moving and doing some shakes, side to side shakes, going up over the shoulder. You can go up over the top of your head. You can go off to the side. You can expand a lot of your mobility because you're going to have that water. It's going to be kind of helping to prompt a little bit of the movement there. So again, this is just a 1 liter water, 1 gallon water bottle. This was about probably $1, and then we drank the water, and then we put some water in here to about the halfway point. And again, you can do that with a water bottle. So let's have another sip of water. We got 2 more exercises and 1 more piece of equipment. So we want to stay hydrated. All right, and the next exercises we're going to do, I'm going to be doing them with these hand weights. So these right here are, I believe, about 1 pound. And you can find these almost anywhere. You can find them at a thrift store. You can find them at a discount store. And you can find these at a department store or any place that sells exercise equipment. They're going to have something like this. And tied up to it is just a regular old rope. It's not a fancy rope. This is just a rope like what the Air Force guys would use or something like that. And so we got this rope tied up here. And our first exercise we're going to do is just called the pendulum swing. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and lower the bag down over here to the side of my body. Now I have another bag here tied up to the same rope, but we don't need to use all that rope right now. We're just going to use, look, about that much rope, maybe about 1.5 feet of rope. And what I want to do is just kind of get this swinging off to the side here. Now I can also swing it in front, okay? And if I don't have a sandbag, I want to maybe swing my hands back and forth. But now look at the difference. On one side over here, I'm doing imagination. On the other side, I'm doing the real thing. And can you see the difference in how my arms are moving? Now, this arm over here is moving quite a bit, but this arm over here, it's not moving a whole lot. And you can see I can hold it with my palm down, with my knuckles down. I can hold it with my palm up like this too. And I just want to get that swing. And I can hold this with my hand, maybe put my thumb through and get a loop. However I want to hold on to this, what I want to try to get to is not only some endurance with it being in my shoulder over here, but I want to get to the point where we're starting to have it hop up. There we go. Hop up in the air. So look at this. So it comes down like that. We want to create that right there. We want to create that move back there. Here it comes again. Now watch my shoulder as this bag is moving around. This is just 1 pound. And we can do this with an even lighter weight. And we can do it with just little hops. But I want to create that reverb. I want to create that sense of urgency for my shoulder to want to stabilize. Now, again, if I'm doing it over here and I'm just swinging it back and forth, I got my arm out here to the side. I'm going to keep this rope out of the way here, and I'm going to get it. And there we go. I'm going to get it hopping around. So when it gets up in the air and then it falls down, my arm's going to have to control that. It's going to have to hang on to it. And then because it's kind of just swinging, it already sets itself up for the next one. Now you can see not everyone's going to create that little bit of tension, that little bit of shake right there. You saw right there, it just hit me in the elbow. That's okay. That's why we're using a nice gentle bag. And even in front of my body, if I'm swinging this up here and I'm holding on, I can do this with 2 hands. I want to make sure I keep this other rope out of the way here. It looks like it'll stay out of the way. Okay. So if I, again, do it with 2 hands, there it is. There it is. There's the fall. There's the fall again. There he goes. I'm going to get it to drop down on the other side. Bump me in the knee. There we go. There's another. So what's happening is it's going through a phase where this is going to be lightweight. You're not going to feel it at all. And then as it comes down and that rope tension, it tightens up, you're going to get to tighten up all the way through your shoulder, into your core. You're going to get all the way into the core with this exercise. This is a great exercise to do. The next exercise, this is our last exercise we're going to do in this series, is going to be called our going fishing exercise. This is the gone fishing. And what we're going to do, we want to make sure we don't have these tangled up at all like I do here. Let's make sure to get that untangled. Should work out okay here. There we go. Almost got them untwisted. Because why we want them untwisted and untangled is because what we're going to do is we're going to throw one as far as we can. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to turn my seat. I'm going to go ahead and turn my seat so I'm facing kind of over this way to the side. And I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to throw it with my left hand. Now remember, I got 2 of these, okay? So I'm going to take this first one. I'm going to get all this rope over here. I got a lot of rope to go. I'm going to get this with my left hand. I'm going to try to throw it into that corner over there so I can pick this up. I can do a push pass here. I can do a 2-hand pass. I'm going to do a kind of karate chop, like there we go, over that pass. Nice. That was a pretty good throw. Landed over there. Remember, it's just a sand weight, so that's okay. Now with the other one, I'm going to keep it here, and I'm going to work on now just bringing this in. Just pulling it in, pulling it in, pulling it in, pulling it in. Nice. Got it back to me. I'm going to do another throw. I'm trying to get it right into that corner. Let's see. Now, what I like to do with this one, we didn't catch one on this time. What I like to do is set up maybe a target. I like to set something up. Ooh, that's right there in the corner. That's a good one there. I like to set up maybe a block. Maybe if you got some blocks of wood or if you got some books you can put up there and maybe you're trying to knock them down. Let's try one time using a target where I'm going to set up. I got a block of wood right here. And I'm going to put that right there in that corner where I was practicing. I'm going to go one more throw. Here we go. And remember, with this one here, I'm just throwing the one. I got the other one tied up over here. We got some more exercises we can do with that. But here we go. I'm going to try this next throw. I'm going to try to knock that block down. Oh, I didn't get it. All right, let me try that again. Let's see. I can't go out like that. I got to try another one. Here we go. Bringing it in. Oh, I missed it again. Come on, block. This is part of exercising here. And I'm glad this is happening. We want a challenge. Oh, it didn't fall down, but watch this. I'm going to get it here. Here we go. Oh, nice. I got it. All right. So again, kind of a fun game. The goal behind this, again, is we want to create that sense of urgency, but we also want to have a little fun with it. And when we're getting a good repetition and when we're performing this exercise and when we're doing it right and we know we're doing it right, it's going to feel good. That made me feel good. And I know if you're practicing these exercises that you're going to feel good too. So try these out. Remember, we had the rope exercises where we were pulling from all around. We had our water bottle exercises where we were shaking it all around. And then we got our flying fish exercise where we were throwing that sand weight and getting a good workout for our body and for our mind. I hope you enjoy these exercises. Let me know in the comments what you think about these. And if you have any variations that you want to share with us, share those with us on, remember, the app.GetTruFit.com. Check us out. If you're not on there, we want you to enjoy all the workouts that we have to offer. Stuff coming from our team leaders. Great ideas every week are being introduced. So again, get on board. We're looking forward to doing more with you. And thanks again for joining us for this great workout.